I am Tom, and you are watching me play Dark Souls. And first things first, I'm going to jump cut. Well, fuck. And we're back. So, between episodes, I did a bunch of farming to get 30 dragon scales. I can show you the route that I did to actually get them. It's actually fairly easy. I figured out you could actually kill one drake at a time really easily. I thought I would have to fight multiple, but apparently not. But, I can now pray and offer dragon scales. Oh my god, they let you do multiple at a time. This is probably the best thing about the remastered version. That and like the particle effects look amazing, and the fact that I can offer multiple for government at a time, so much better. You used to have to do one per thing. It was just offer, and it was horrible. Look at that! Covenant Allegiance deepened. Sweet. And because I'm not crazy, I made sure I had a homeward bone before I came down here, so I could do this. And we're back. Good. Bear with me for a second. There we go. I had to start my timer properly. Cool. So now, I have to worry a lot less about weight. Because I'm truly a dragon. Now this gives you some defenses that aren't explicitly shown, but it also ups my punching power, which I can demonstrate up here. It's a weird design. You get tiny little wings and like a tiny tail. I guess it makes sense they didn't want to have like huge wings on you because that would be like in the way of character models and stuff like that, but you look a bit like a chicken. A lot less so than a lot of the older games, but see, I one-punch them with that. Alright, let's check damage-wise on these guys. I'll parry both of these guys. Okay, that's 713. I don't know how much that does. A lot more. 153 kills it, but that's the first hit in that attack. And the first hit, like, is supposed to be like nothing damage, and then you do a lot more on the second hit. So, my punch is now more powerful than my sword, which is interesting. Sword is still versatile because I have length, I suppose, is one way to put it. Yeah, let's go to ANOR Londo. That's all I wanted to do here. I'll chuck in a clip of my farming route at the end of this video, if anyone's interested on how I got those dragon scales. It's fairly simple. Whoop. He nearly got me. Always block when you're in that, because they can hit you through the cage. Kind of annoying, but not much you can do about it. Now, the problem I have with this build, or the problem I'm going to find with this build, is the fact that my defense is nowhere near as much as if I was wearing armor. So that's the downside. The plus side is I can roar and breathe fire. And the roar is interesting because I can deflect arrows. As well as magic, I think? I could be wrong about the magic. I also have... You know what? I'm actually going to sit at the bonfire up here for a few reasons. Oh, hello, Titanite Shard. Nice. I'm going to sit at the bonfire up here for a few reasons. Firstly, and arguably most importantly, I want to be at this bonfire in case I die. It's just a better bonfire to be at than the one down at the parish. And secondly, I think I have enough souls to level up. See, I could have saved and quit there and saved myself, but at the same time... I'll cut and be back with you momentarily. Actually, it's also worth noting that this roar here, you see that buff there, I also get a damage buff. For a fairly short time. It disappears fairly quickly. See, as I was saying before, it's usually a good idea to block when you're inside them, because exactly that can happen. Oh well. There goes my souls, I suppose. And that humanity is probably more annoying than the souls. Well, whatever. You win some, you lose some, I suppose. Honestly, it's what I get from running through things, rather than killing things. That's better. Unfortunately, I can't level up anymore, but I'll show you the levels I did get whilst farming. I have Vitality at 15, Endurance 25, Strength at 27, and Dexterity at 34. Ordinarily I'd be leveling Strength and Dex about the same, but I was actually noticing that the Claymore was actually scaling with Dexterity more than it was Strength after I hit about 27 in Strength, which is interesting. But ultimately Strength and Dex are probably both going to be about 40. Regardless, so... I'll probably aim to get this to 35, and then I'll bump Strength to 35, and then I'll bump a bit more into Vitality, a bit more into Endurance, and then lastly, if I'm not finished the game before I get these two to 40, I'll get these two to 40, essentially. But I'm level 58 at the moment, which is actually slightly higher than I usually go to ANOR LONDO at. I think a lot of new players probably go there around about this level, because a lot of the time you have to, as a new player, it's easier to grind levels. But I usually get there around, like, 35, 40-ish, usually when I get to ANOR LONDO. And I rely mainly on having a strong weapon to carry me through Ornstein and Smo. But this time I'm going to rely on power within and punching people, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out. My hope is very well, but I have my doubts. There could be quite a few deaths to Ornstein and Smo. Having said that, if I go for Ornstein first, it probably isn't too bad. Titanite Shard? Indeed. So, after 10 minutes of the video, let's go to ANOR LONDO. And that there, I think, is by far the best cutscene in the game. Just seeing the immensity of this city after being in that kind of almost comparatively desolate area that you've been in, and you see this sunshine shining over ANOR LONDO in perpetual sunset. It's incredibly beautiful, but beyond that it also gives you a larger scope to the world. Because the world seems kind of, not small per se, but sparsely populated until you get to this area and you're like, whoa, there was actually, like, cities here. Also, if you want to go back, you can just talk to this dude and he'll fly you back down. So that's nice. But I'm kind of fine for being here until I kill Ornstein and Smough and then I can warp. So, less of an issue. These giants will attack you, but for the most part, you can run past them without much issue. And I suggest you do run past them initially because there's a bonfire just up here, so if you rest at this bonfire it makes things a lot easier so you don't have to keep going through that ring and coming back again from Sen's Fortress. Because if you stay at that bonfire, that will be the bonfire you stay at. Hello?
Well, you are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost
dragon.
city of ANOR LONDO, chosen undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old keep, exit here and head straight yonder. If you are the chosen one, a revelation shall visit thee. What follows thereafter depends upon you.
You can reinforce your Estus Flask here. The reason being is that she's a firekeeper. The brass set actually looks really cool in Remastered. I don't remember that, like, the silver, like, etching on it in the original. That looks new to me, but maybe I just didn't notice it because the textures weren't as good. But it looks very nice, yeah. Nice enough that I may wear it in a playthrough at some point. Huh. Like all that kind of, like on the visor on the helmet, all of that sort of silver, I don't know the correct word for it, but like flourishes that they've put on top of it. I don't remember any of that. Yeah, sure. Oh, I don't have a Firekeeper soul.
What is it? What am I? Well, I am the keeper of the bonfire. If not for me, what beacon would there be in this lost city? A gatekeeper and a guide. That is my calling. The bonfires attended by the keepers are special. They are linked to one another, and their flames never die. Yet never shall the keepers of these flames meet. If you require rest, now is the time. That is, after all, what the bonfire is for. If you require rest, that is...
So she's the Firekeeper. We've seen one other Firekeeper, which was Anastasia at Filing Shrine. Actually, two others. Anastasia at Filing Shrine, who got killed. And the fire at Filing Shrine stopped working, consequently. And the second one being, Quaylana. No, not Quaylana, actually. I can't remember her name. Quaylug's sister. Quaylana is a different one of Quaylug's sisters. The spider lady who doesn't speak, essentially. And she's like the ruler of those guys with all the eggs in them. The egg sacs on their back. But they're the two Firekeepers we've met so far, and she is the third. See how my fist goes against these guys. Four hits. It's not bad. You can actually pull these guys one at a time if you're careful. Yep, see, there we go. We can pull him out to like here-ish. We should be able to punch him to death. Ow. I guess the one downside of not using a sword is the fact that my range gets tanked pretty significantly. But let's see how the damage goes compared. of sword compared to... they're comparable. I do slightly more with the punch. At least against these guys. Ow. Ow. That was a counter hit, which is why I died. That shield slam does do a lot of damage, but it's also fairly easy to dodge. I think punching is actually easier to kill them because I can attack faster than I can with my claymore. It also does slightly more damage, and slightly more damage turns it from a 3-hit to a 2-hit. Sorry, from a 5-hit to a 4-hit, rather. I want this. I missed this. I can take on both. Honestly, I thought they would reset before I got there. Wow, this guy's on me. We hit each other there. Simple enough. It's hard to fight two of them at once because they have very long range attacks. This guy... Ow. I actually thought that was going to kill him with my buff damage. It didn't. But that allows us to get this chest. Normal chest. Again, chain. Demon Titanite. I honestly forgot what that was. However, there's some drops over this side as well, which I can go get. Also, I've just realized I have the Slumber and Dragon Crest ring on for some reason. I don't really need it on. Ring of Steel Protection is slightly better. Slumber and Dragon Crest ring actually makes you silent, which allows you to sneak past a lot of enemies, which is what I was using to get down to, whatchamacallit easier. Down to the Great Hollow and through the Great Hollow into the dragon. It's a lot easier to run past all of those basilisks and things. If they don't hear you, they just won't attack you. Which makes it slightly easier. How did that hit me? It's a 3-hit if I buff. Which is intriguing. This here is a mimic, as you can see. This one is not. Once again, chain goes backwards. Not a mimic. Chain goes forwards. Mimic. I guess I'll kill this guy. That was insanely easy. Here's your Crystal Halberd. This is probably a good idea to go talk about Crystal Infusion. may have already talked about it, but you can see with this crystal halberd, I didn't really want to do that. Toggle display is X. There we go. It does a lot of damage, but its durability is only 20. And the thing about crystal weapons is the fact that they cannot be enhanced. Well, they can be enhanced, they can't be repaired. So, if you enhance a weapon, it will repair it. So you can sort of get by the not being able to repair by enhancing it when it's close to being destroyed. But they do a lot of damage, which is why they give it to you here, I believe, is just so that it's easier for ONS. But we're sitting at about 20 minutes now, and I'm going to actually leave it there. And we'll start off ANOR LONDO proper next episode. Which will be in a while, because next month I'm not doing Dark Souls. It's going to be the month after that I'm starting up Dark Souls again. For me, it'll be pretty soon, because I'm going to keep playing. I'm just not going to be uploading for about a month. The next month is going to be Witcher and Vampire, as well as Warframe, interspersed. But thanks for watching, and I shall see you next... This is a really good vista. I shall see you next time. I nearly killed myself, because he steps forward with that roll, which I was unaware of. I'll see you next time. Bye! Okay, so this is my farming route for getting all of the drakes, or rather dragon scales you need. Come down to the Valley of the Drakes. That's the elevator that goes under from Darkroot Garden. There's a bonfire just at the top of that, so you can actually save or get a point right above. Kill that one. There's one around this corner as well. This one's actually fairly risky to kill, but if you want to kill him, he's just here. If he flies at you, that's actually like perfect RNG. I can stun him into R1s, so that makes it a lot easier for me. So if you have the Claymore, that's an option. That's why I'm using the Claymore rather than punching, by the way, because my punch does more damage, but being able to stun them helps considerably. I don't draw this guy all the way out, because fighting him on the bridge sucks if he decides to do like his jump move. So I just stand up here for a while, wait till he gets up closer to me. You can also always bait these guys' lightning attack by running to the right, and then back to the left. And I could heal. There is always a chance that they hit you. Like that. But they're not particularly hard to take out. At least with the damage that I've got at the moment, they seem fairly easy. Now these guys, you can actually pull one at a time. These guys are fun on the bridge because you kind of have to. If I could drag them all the way back there, I would, but after they get to about here-ish, about this part, they actually reset and start walking backwards. Right, so the next guy, get to about there. I actually got really good at their AI manipulation. Nope, not sure. See, he gets to about there and he resets. Which is actually kind of useful if you need to heal, like I've just done there. This isn't going as smoothly. That's actually a pretty good one, unless they do it twice. And this guy you can just kill up here because he's the last guy. That's farming route. Now, I don't have 10 humanity, and I don't have this gold serpent ring on, so I didn't get any drops. These guys have a 5% drop rate, I think, for it. But there's 6 of them right here. 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, 6 of them right here. So, 5% chance. There's 6 guys here. I'll do the math and chuck it on screen. I can't bother doing it in my head right now. But it's not a horrible chance for getting at least 1 dragon scale every couple of runs. And that 5%, by the way, is base. So when you take into account the fact that you've got the gold serpent ring and 10 humanity, that actually pushes it up quite significantly. So you're getting 1 or 2 dragon scales per run on average. I think the average is 1 point something per run. And if you come up here, right here is a bonfire, which you can sit at. In fact, I will, and I'll actually level up. There we go, 35 decks. Stick with that for now. So you can then that resets them, and then you can run back down, kill them again. Rinse and repeat until you've got enough dragon scales. So that's how I did that. Alright. See ya. This last clip here is me showing where the red tearstone ring is, which I got previously when I was farming, and I've managed to record it, so I'll just chuck that in here as well. Also, there's the final clip that I'm going to chuck in here is showing where humanity is. The main reason I'm leaving that in is because I was listening to Lobos off screen while I was playing, while I was farming the scales. And Lobos Jr. does some great work, and there's just hilarious sound bites in there. And it doesn't really make any sense and completely out of context, but it's funny nonetheless. There'll be a link to his stuff in the description as well.
Refrigerator Raider. Eh? Oh, nice. You bitch. You double bitch.